Hey, welcome back everybody. Today we are talking about the banwave that's incoming for Rust Console Edition. That's right, for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, next generations, and everything in between. And I'm Jade Monkey. So yeah, very exciting news. There is an actual banwave, new stuff happening around the banning of input devices. They call them third-party devices, excuse me. Input spoofers, Zen, Cronos, all that kind of stuff. It's all the same thing. So we're going to go over what they plan on doing about this. And, you know, remember when Uncle Jade told you, it's like, hey, man, if you're using that stuff, you should probably stop now because they're coming for you and they're going to start banning people? Well, I think this is going to be your only warning, as Double 11 has put out an official information over on their dev blog. So let's go ahead and go over some of that right now. Let me go ahead and find a good position here that looks semi-okay. I know I won't be able to show you the overlay because my main machine is messed up, so I apologize for my janky setup here. So, okay, so it says the use of third-party devices. Again, this is all from Double 11. I'm reading from there. Third-party devices gain an unfair advantage in Rust Console Edition and has been a concern for the community since the game's release. These devices include mouse and keyboard converters, also known as input spoofers, stuff like that, for console play, as well as scripts that minimize weapon recoil and enable the use of macros. We understand the frustration this causes for those who just want fair and fun competitive experience, and we are committed to finding new solutions. Very nice. Okay, so check this out. This is also very exciting. To combat the issue, or to combat this issue, we are continually improving our auto detection systems and developing new ones. We will not disclose when or how these systems will be implemented, but we assure you that we are taking the issue seriously. Thank goodness. Additionally, the introduction of community servers in the future will offer server owners the ability to restrict access to players suspected of using third-party devices, providing server owners the tools they need to help fight against this unfair practice. So yeah, lots of things there. So, okay, a lot of people on the last video, there was some confusion, right, as far as, like, what was going on there. And it was, people were like, they didn't really know what M and K adapters were, and they're mouse and keyboard adapters. They're also known as Zen or Cronos. There could be some other names. Also categorized as input spoofers or third-party devices. So when I say any of those things, it's all in the same category. That's what they mean. So it includes all of these things in the Hall of Shame right here. And I know a lot of people have been frustrated with this, like including us. I mean, you see it when we're actually playing. I mean, there's so many people. We always say, oh, they're on gear, because you can tell. But we'll give you some tactics and stuff to maybe help minimize some of that stuff when you come across people like that. But so let's go ahead and get the rest of this here. It says, we also want to reduce the number of false reports we receive, and we need your help to achieve this. Please note that hacks, auto-aim, invincibility cheats, see-through walls, infinite ammo are not possible on Rust Console Edition because consoles do not allow users to modify local game files. This is true. However, some game scenarios can create misleading appearances, such as when a player's high ping causes shots to appear to hit when they do not due to server lag. We kindly ask you to raise awareness about this issue, as false reports only create more noise and make it harder for us to take action against the actual cases of third-party devices. Okay, so I don't think I have a board up on this, but remember, well, it's actually in the game now, but remember when we were talking about on the splash screen, you can see in the lower right-hand corner an envelope and a notification bell? Well, that envelope, I believe, is also for notifications for bans, or when you submit a ban on somebody, and we've already had people come in and say that they've actually gotten banned. You know, maybe it was from something else, but it's actively being used. So because of that, they are actively taking the bans and following through with those. So as they were saying, you need to make sure that when you're reporting stuff that it's just the third-party devices, because, and again, I know what it feels like. Like when you're out there with a mouse and keyboard, right, you can flick like this, right, and then slow it way down. You have precision. You don't necessarily have the mobility consistently over time that controllers do. There's pros and cons to each, right? But like when you come out of your base and someone flicks to you and just like splits your wig, it's very frustrating on console because that's not a very typical behavior. And yes, those people are probably on gear. When people are beaming you 200 meters out consistently all the time and it doesn't feel like their M249 has recoil, probably on gear. But yeah, like they said, like the exploits where sometimes the walls would disappear, that's not Zen or Cronos. There's no auto aim. That doesn't exist, as Pedro was saying. So you know, make sure it's all stuff that is pertinent to it. So let's get rid of these scumbags, but also this this auto detection system is quite nice. So on the same note, we'll go ahead and bring this up here. So we now know that Fortnite is also implementing a system to get rid of people illegally using mouse and keyboard when they're not supposed to. Because remember, they're in different game categories there. For any of these games, like there's mouse and keyboard lobbies and there's controller lobbies. And so the problem is when you mix them, it's not using a mouse and keyboard, it's using a mouse and keyboard in arenas that don't allow it. And Rust Console Edition is no exception. Their EULA specifically states you're not allowed to use third-party devices. And yes, they will be able to detect it. So just saying. Apex is another one of those games that's also putting in an anti-mouse and keyboard third-party device detection system. Warzone, we talked about Rainbow Six Siege last time. And the platforms are pretty sick of it too in games that they don't allow mouse and keyboard and people are using them. Xbox and PlayStation are also working at it. So you're going to get hit from all angles, and Rust Console Edition is now no exception to the rule. So I think this is the only warning they're going to give you. They essentially said in the blog, you know, hey, we're going to do it soon. We're going to add even more layers to this. So take that as your only warning, because I think you're just going to start getting clipped. And then saying like, hey, my brother used my account. I let my friend do whatever. It doesn't matter. If your account is caught doing it, you're going to feel the consequences. So what I'm saying is just don't do it in the first place. And to kind of go on that same note here, if you're out there and you have to deal with mouse and keyboard scumbags, right? I would say take the advantage off the table, because the only advantage they really have is recoil reduction and range, because they've got the precision, right? Because they can lock on and, you know, slowly scroll around. So don't give them that distance. Bring barricades. I always tell people, I'm like, look, man, try to be legit when you play, like as far as, you know, like I try to do online raids and stuff, but I say if you know they're using gear, right? We'll offline raid them, we'll TC their area by their base. We'll make it absolutely annoying to be playing. Just because it's like, hey man, you still got to land the shots, you still got to play the game, you still got to be present. And let's be honest, a lot of time these guys crutch on this so often that they're just super bad at the game, and a lot of times you can outwit them with your game sense. And if you're using more guerrilla warfare, close quarters combat, you can typically take these guys out because they're so trash. Because they literally rely on it. They'll sit on the rooftop with a M&K adapter with recoil reduction with an M249 and just chirp everybody down. So like bring some barricades, run up on their base, make it super annoying. You know, put TCs down around their base to make it just super obnoxious. Be like, look, man, you want to use that stuff? You're going to have to start spending sulfur. You know what I mean? Make them pay the tax for being cheaters. So yeah, it's very exciting that the banwave is coming. I would say I expect it at any time. It sounds like they've kind of got their finger on it, and maybe they're going to make some tweaks, and it'll just happen. It doesn't necessarily even have to be an update. It can all happen back on the back end. So, you know, if you're using it, switch, man. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. All right, so yeah, that's what we have so far. The banwave is something we're very excited about. The custom servers are also something we're very excited about. As I said before, looks like we're going to have some extra tools with custom servers as far as being able to, you know, help weed these scumbags out. And I know a lot of people are waiting for custom servers because of that reason. Zergs and also, you know, input spoofers. Cronos abuse. So if you'd like to know more about custom servers, what we have up to date right now, might I suggest the Rust custom servers? It should be up on the end screen now. And hopefully we get to see you in the next live stream / video. Love you. Bye.